Testing. Alright. Yeah, this does not look very good. Damn it. Okay, it seems to be stabilizing a bit. My network setup is a bit funny, so I don't know if I'm meant to have network problems. Phew. Didn't realize I was muted, so I've been speaking. Well, I muted myself because as soon as I unmute, I get red. Maybe I'm around on the threshold of the speed of this connection. Anyway, just making myself coffee because I'm in the kitchen here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm working on a very big, I'm in Stellenbosch at the South Africa Woordeboek van die Afrikaanse taal, Dictionary of the Afrikaans language, and working on this really big dictionary. It's about over 200,000 entries. Document trees, 14 million odd nodes right now, and 190,000 of these entries are in a format, 100 and something, in a format that needs to be converted to a slightly different format, XML to XML. So I'm integrating into our tlex lexicography software some XSLT transform helpers, as well as some Lua post-processing scripts. So I'm using XSLT I've integrated XSLT, and I have a couple of XSLT scripts that run to do some initial conversions. See, the converted lemma is the output format, converts the input XML to output XML. And now I'm busy working on some Lua post-processing scripts that do some further work. So for example, that R tuple gets marked up by my Lua post-processing script as a definition. It's very exciting. I've been working months towards having this basically work. Now that post-processing must also be applied there, and there's a small little weird issue where, there's that, and so yes, Lua post. Gosh, there's really not much going on there. Okay, so basically that's redundant. The iterator will just do nothing anyway. So we'll probably later want to add some Lua pre-processing as well, maybe. I don't know. Or we might even want to mix like XSLT Lua. I don't know. That might be overkill, but I'll have to improve and refine and make these scripts a lot more complex as I go over this process also. And that's fine. What I've done is I'm making some filter stuff. Right, pdummy, pconverted lemma. This allowed changes. P-converted lemma. Alright, so yeah, we also give an opportunity to process the actual converted lemma. Don't save the document, it's already run. I suppose we should show the output before and after. Anyway, we see it in the XML, so it's fine. I just want to see the result in the tree. So what the result of what I just did now should mean that that in our converted lemma here we see a definitely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we need a little bit of programming that lets this run on thousands of entries at once, so we can do a mass conversion. And then we're starting to, there's a weird bug, I have to click 2 or 3 times over there. I think I know why it's happening. Right. So there we see our input, the original input. And there we see the converted lemma. That's that. So it looks the same, which is what it's supposed to look the same, but it's actually a different element name and a different, that's not supposed to be there. But yeah, that's some, it's a small thing. What happens if we delete this? And that should actually be an actual that should be replaced with a def grp, although then the lemma underscore will disappear in the output. So working on XML to XML remodeling, data remodeling conversion. DTA meta markup using integrated XSLT and Lua scripting in tlex lexicography software, which is a that's complex C++, that's just a right, so and I just like large dictionary of image. So what I want to do now, I'm not sure why that's happening. Set doc to set IO, doc save, current doc IO save equals current IO IOGP doc. That may be why. Yeah, that could have something to do with that error. This is very cool. Very, very cool. So now I need a command to run this on excuse me. I've been working on some cool stuff to make these href commands linked into our, like these, linked into our generic object calling thing. It's very powerful. Okay, allow do XSLT. Let's do in preview. We have a command. Now, what is going to actually do this? I'm going to filter on entries and then basically for all filtered entries, I don't know if I actually want this here. Let me just think for a second where this belongs. So let's say we open a larger one. So basically now, the other day I wrote a new filter that lets me grab, so take out entries bri r tuple. I wrote a special filter that lets me say, show me all entries in the dictionary that have the same, find filter all with the same document subtree. So this document subtree structure here, appearing for this entry, I want to, basically my scripts apply to all of those of the same structure. So if we got this says 21,000 entries of the same structure. So that means in theory I should be able to, it's not going to be perfect, but by and large the scripts I've written now should apply to 21,000 entries. Okay, so I want to combine this filter thing that I wrote the other day with this new XSLT conversion thing. So we can then basically run this XSLT conversion on this 21,000 entries. That's too long. It'll probably take more than the hour that I'm streaming, or however long I'm going to stream. But that's the idea. I'm not muted again, am I? No, great. Okay. Not listening to some music. So I'll have to keep an ear open. So where do I want to put this? Maybe over here. Something like filter checked out entries. What does it apply? It applies to filtered entries, or to all entries. Basically I want to say run a command on all entries. Or all filtered entries, or all tagged entries. In fact, tag may be more useful, because then I can just say select 100 and do 100 of these for the stream. Just check it works. So that's not a good thing. This stupid thing just about yesterday, because I set the volume really low, and then I plug this thing in, and set the volume to max, and then this little tiny speaker unexpectedly. Right. So but I want to be able to, I think it should be, like right click and then say, what those spaces doing there, look at that. Tag engine. but it should be tag range and yeah. Oh, there's a space there. What's that? It's genuine a space. I thought it was some weird menu thing going on there. Tag range. Filter text data entries. So I want to do something like, and I want to use this new generic command system here as well. So I want to have something like 3 new options here, okay? The separator, tag range, quick filters, should be, this is not as common a thing for users to want to do. So it shouldn't be right near the top or near the bottom, it should be in the middle of nowhere where you, maybe after this stuff, copy to clipboard or after this. Yeah, between this and this, copy to clipboard. So the quick with text commands, node commands. So both text on node. Yeah, after the something convert apply XSLT XML scripts. Must it be XML to XML for this? I don't know. Apply XSLT scripts to all. That can be a parameter. This is a bit unclear to me what this should be. Let's put it in the preview for now. I don't even know if that should be a parameter or a different command. It should probably be The thing is, we should probably have some generic thing. Apply something to all filtered tagged. If we can do it generically, then we can recreate or duplicate the pattern for other things you want to apply. Delete all filtered tagged, or do apply this edit to all filtered tagged. If we can do it generically, then it's plus also whether to do it to all sections. Element, found filter same subtree. So in this document, there's just 3. Okay, of the same subtree structure as our tuple, so it doesn't matter which we do, it's so tiny. The controller is this, which is this section. So we're going to come out at the bottom of the section here. At the top, this thing I added yesterday. Okay, note when I ask questions like that, I don't want viewers to chime in with their opinions. Okay. So for now, let's just say that's terrible. Not exactly sure where that goes. Some sort of controller. Oh. There's a lot of things that go into a simple question like that. Like if we do want to make it part of some generic thing, then should we have some object factory or some generic base class? Anyway, but for now, I just want those. I don't know if this should take a list of entries or what, or the parameter that says That's a 3-state parameter. Or should just be the default. So if we apply to filtered, then we do something like get filtered. Choose filtered. So something like else, okay. So I'm just trying to think ahead. Like, let's say I did start. Yeah, then a sort of set of entries to operate on, and then an action to apply to those entries. Filter. So we do this a lot, all over the place. So there's a fourth option, visible in list, including filtered overrides. But yeah, let's not get that into things here. Alright. Then we may want to, if we end up having 10 actions to apply to these, then we may want to restructure that menu to rather say apply to all, apply to filtered, and then our 10 actions. Otherwise we're going to have 30 things in the list, which is going to be probably too big. Alright, doc get current filter. Right. So I'm just looking for something like this. Okay. And what? I did this in the stats the other day. And I want to maybe tools. Oh no, that's what I did. Oh. So if filter is not equal to null and we don't pass the filter, then skip it. Else. Get entries tagged. Now tagged is basically just a special filter. If you the special filter is tagged. So yeah, it's a bit weird, but anyway, get entries all should just say reserve is tagged. We could even have not tagged or a few other variations, but anyway, this is just the idea. Get entries all. Begin with not equal if entries dot end. I'm starting to use the Visual Studio's auto format. It's alright, I guess. So why not? Doesn't bother my eye too much. Okay. Now all that crap that I did, we need to put into a helper to do it to one entry. So basically, there's stuff going on in the preview right now, but we do XSLT, all this stuff. So I don't want to run this on the live database just yet, really do not. So later do want to run it on the live database, not yet. Okay, so this is just a safety thing. Safety check, because this stuff is definitely not ready to run on the live database. So basically, if we're on the live database, then return no changes on live. If we're on the live database, don't make any changes at all. And like I could just not do that, of course, but I'm adding the safety check in the code just in case I accidentally do. You know, because yeah, it's like leaving a loaded gun lying around if you don't. That's like the safety. If if I'm just half asleep and I just load the live database and I start running this thing without thinking, I don't normally do that, but like that's not the point. It's like you need to have double safety in place for safety. Alrighty. It's like anyway, alright, so so if can't do anything without XSLT application. It's gonna be like 100,000 times. Let's rather put it in the bigger anyway. It's not XSLT proc. Oh, it is XSLT proc. Alright. So that must call XSLT entry on each entry. This is hard-coded very uglily. Hard-coded format. Yeah, how to generalize. Think about. I want to have this running before the end of the stream, which is now gives me 10 minutes. Okay. It takes slightly longer than 10 minutes, probably. Converted lemma element. Secret quad radiate. Right, XSLT, XSLT entry. So if there are no style sheets in the folder, just return. But that then must be happening. Yeah. And basically this is now true. Could maybe have a dry run option or something, I don't know. Right, and then if we have a converted lemma, use it. Delete existing children. The converted lemma. Converted entry node is empty. Converted. So if we have already run it, clear the content. This we're not going to have anything. Right. This needs to be something, I don't know what. Okay. There are errors. I think we just stop if there are errors. Or this is questionable. There may be situations where one can proceed just fine. Yeah. could be an option. I think, yeah, let's leave out the return for now. And regardless of whether there are errors, we're going to do that. This we do not even want to reference. It's very wrong to even reference this in this function. It's almost like it shouldn't even be. Okay, lower post process. Now the dummy entry pass thing we don't need to do at all, because that's completely for the output thing, luckily, so that simplifies this. That's it, it should be ready. Well, it's probably not going to compile. So I'll have to, some of the stuff's quite specific, so before I include this in the real builds, I must try to genericize it slightly more. Let's see if it works, and then if it does, that's quite exciting. What's wrong with that? So this could become like generic idea, like apply some action to a set of entries where the set of entries is, and then the same concept, we have like apply some action to nodes, apply some action to nodes that pass the filter, and then we have a list of node actions. It's already, yeah. So this could be, the action could be run a Lua script, and then this would be exactly the same. Although some like, yeah, like filter tagged would be running an action on, I mean tag filtered would be running an action on get entries filtered. But there's another semicolon. It's a bit inefficient to make a copy of entries. To avoid creating some entry iterator concept, but maybe not worth it, since even large dictionaries, I mean this is a larger dictionary, maybe not worth it. Maybe not worth it for lexicography applications, but like even a large dictionary maybe has 1 million entries. That would be a massive dictionary, and like when you rarely use this stuff, 1 million is nothing. A modern computer will go through that in no time. So It's not nothing. I mean, it'll take a minute, but yeah, it's not like it's going to take half an hour or an hour to crunch. But there are other reasons to have an iterator, because a lot of the things, like these weird things, like if you're working with like the Encyclopedia Catalana, the request load save stuff and handling remote deletions and all that nonsense can be genericized in just reuse, not have to rewrite everywhere. Const vector IP entries. What's going on here? You can't plus a const its instance. I copied that const in just blindly. Unrecognized escape sequence. Ooh, that is a good catch. That might be why that stuff's not working. Because there we want to pass that slash to the regex. Likewise, yeah. So we need a double, a backslash. So we need a double backslash to pass this backslash. That escaping can sometimes be slightly, you have to be careful. It's a regex replace. And I want to match any character. I want to match full stops. So I need to escape it as backslash. But C++ will turn a backslash full stop, not into a backslash full stop. But I don't know what it'll do. It just gives a warning. It's probably undefined behavior. Alright, so now we have this thing. We can say apply scripts to all. And see what happens. Nothing. Did it do anything? I think we need something like this. I'm not sure. Section. Object equals this. I don't think so. Should just work as long as the object is there, but the command name might not work. Let's just try that, see if it helps. This is a bit weird. This equals. Why not just have a pointer to the interface thing? I don't know. Or no, we only want to resolve it. It's probably faster this way, because let's say we have 1,000 commands. We only want to resolve it if you click. Unless we can do that fast. I don't think that section slash should be there. I read this stuff yesterday, I should know, but anyway. I don't know. Apply to all. Oh, there it goes. It's doing its thing. So that did fix it. It's a stupid section slash. The reason is if we go to controller.cpp and we look at there's a silly thing in there that the subcommand story. This is really daft. So this is what gets called to handle it. It looks for a handler and a subcommand. And the handler, it's really daft. So there is no handler in that case because the handler is the object. You know, oh, not this function. This one. No, not this function. Subcommand. Oh, this one, yeah. So yeah, basically, the old way used like, if you look at some of the older ones, you would define, so you say preview area, and that would be the handler, and then the command. But I'm now changing the semantics slightly and the way it works. For the object stuff, this becomes redundant when you pass it an object. You can pass it a pointer to an object, and then that part's redundant. So now it still searches for it though. That this should just that subcommand. That's silly. I must change that because before there's only a few cases. So I must change it now rather than when there's 1,000 cases, and then it becomes impossible to change. But it worked. Look at that. Anyway, that's the point. This is really exciting. We have our converted lemmas where that's marked as a definition. Brilliant. Alright, I need to take a break. Later, folks. I need a break. That's really going well. I love that. That's going well. Okay. Yeah, so I can experimentally basically almost run this on those 21,000, and we'll have, you know, we're very close to having that must be renamed, not renamed, replaced with def group propers. I need to do something with this information where it's different. I don't know yet what. And the JD and the SW must be copied into the lemma and a bunch of other little things. But yeah, and then delete the folio lemma later. But yeah, by and large, I could also add the date of the converted lemma. Might be useful, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. So that if I want to selectively filter, let's say one batch didn't quite go how I wanted, and I want to run some beta scripts later on just the same batch, it would be useful to be able to filter them on those cases. So I think I should add some fields in the converted lemma or something, like this was the script server run or the script folder that was used, and the date and the time, and then I can just, or even like the name, like Bry Artappel, the name of a lemma. Because that's what I'm naming the scripts in a folder, Bry Artappel. But there's 21,000 ones that look the same as Bry Artappel. So that's really low-hanging fruit, you know. So it's going to get a lot more complex and slow. There won't be another 21,000. That's the only really low-hanging fruit to convert 21,000 at once. But then I think there's another case where there's about 6,000, and there's another one with about 4,000, and then it just starts deteriorating into yeah, we can see we can by doing this with this thing I did the other day. Show similar document subtree stats. It's going to take a while. Yeah, so that's our 21,000 entries that have that structure. But like most of its apexes, there's one where there's 400. So there's one with 13,000 that's more low-hanging fruit. So I can adapt the script slightly for that 13,000, and that'll be, I'm going to start at the low-hanging fruit, and then just make the scripts more complex as I go to handle each new case that I need handled. There's a 6,000, 4,000 that I've talked about, and then there's 600 here, 500 there. But then, I'm going to have to start changing the approach slightly. It's going to have to be more generic parser style stuff going on to handle the rest of the cases. If I import into some of the kind of sort on that first column, I don't think so. Anyway, what I can do is use a regex search for 5 digits and 6 digits. Huh? Yeah, there's only 2 with 5 digits. It's definitely not. Yeah, 0 matches with 6 digits. It's only 8 matches with 4 digits. Yeah, so that'll be the next low-hanging fruit after the 21,000 and the 13,000, and then the 8,000, 6,000, 4,000, 1,000, 3,000. These cases. I want to sort by that's not going to import properly. Data sort column A. Data sort column A, largest to smallest. I don't know where there's junk going on there. Delete. There, now we can see a better view. So we can see all our low-hanging fruit at the top of the entry structures to deal with. So if I just handle support, if I do the etiquette stuff, yeah, it's basically the same otherwise. Difference, yeah, so that's looking very promising. Still a lot of work to do though. Bye.